Hi, and these comments are for a student who completed a TOEFL writing practice test. You're using my free TOEFL writing evaluation service, and I'm Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and happy holidays to you. Have a very Merry Christmas 2020. Have a happy 2021 New Year. And let's take a look at your essay. And I fear you're going to get coal in your stocking for Christmas. Your essay is not very strong. It's not well written. It's not developed. You have a lot of things that you need to do to improve your writing. And then that's what I want to show you in this video right now. Remember, I have a lot of different services that I can help you improve your writing, your speaking, and every other area that you need to improve upon. Just go over to my website, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and you can learn about all of my different services. Okay, so if I look at the writing, I see what you wrote here, and I'm going back to the IBT rubrics. I'm going to put you at 2.5 out of 5. I'm going to say 17 to 18 points out of 30. So limited development in response to the task. Yes. Inadequate organization and connection of ideas. Yes. Insufficient or inappropriate exemplifications, explanations, or details. Yes. And that's why I gave you the score that I did. Now, I'm working through the coronavirus right now, so that's why I'm coughing, just so you can understand. Okay, so let's give you a score, and we'll start with the introduction. I think this is a pretty fair score here. Now what I want to do is let's compare what you wrote, and I'm going to show you an example introduction that's much stronger than what you wrote. So to help you with your writing, the first most important step is to develop an introduction that's a little bit longer than what you wrote, and it has a specific thesis, which is kind of like the eyes of the blueprint for your essay. There's no direction. The way that you wrote your essay is disastrous. There's no way to really know what you're going to do. So you said, as a student, I really agree with the statement. I'm 22 years old. I've been studying most of my life in school, high school, and college, and I've had many types of teachers. I don't mean that all the teachers I've had were awful. I mean that sometimes I didn't learn anything from them. But still, should teachers be paid based on student learning? So you need to say more about that topic, right? So this is what you wrote. Here's a thesis that's going to get you an introduction, and a thesis that's going to get you a much higher score. Here it is. Students attending classes, notice how instead of saying I talk about the topic in a general sense first. So students attending classes need to learn as much as they can from their teachers so they will be academically prepared for college. In addition, students attending college classes suppose that the learning will prepare them for their future jobs. In most cases, the success of students depends on how effectively teachers deliver their instruction. In this regard, some believe that teachers' pay should be based on how much their pupils learn. Others, on the other hand, believe that teachers' pay should be based on how much your students learn. Should not be based on how much your students learn. I really agree, and this is the thesis. This is what you didn't do. I really agree that teachers' pay should be based on whether or not educators are delivering effective instruction. Here's the 3 reasons. Since this monetary incentive will motivate teachers to deliver high-quality instruction. And guess what? This becomes the first topic sentence of the first body paragraph. say it will result in more student-teacher interaction. That's the second point of the second topic sentence. And then say, and it will help students score higher on standard examinations. So we have our 3 points. So notice I felt that sometimes the teachers didn't want to be there teaching us, making the class something that we wanted to avoid because of the reluctant feeling that the teachers had. So it doesn't really frame or go back to the purpose of the task. So now you need to take these 3 different ideas, and they now become topic sentences of each paragraph. So let's take a look at your second body paragraph. I'm going to show you how you can totally change this paragraph so you have a clearly marked topic sentence. You move on to a specific detail that you take several lines of text to develop. So your paragraph will have more depth, more progression of ideas. It'll be more complex. When I read your writing, I feel like I'm sitting down to eat dinner and I'm only getting a salad. That's exactly how I feel here. Let's look at this. In my personal experience, I felt that sometimes the teacher didn't want to be there teaching us, making the class something that we wanted to avoid because of the reluctant feeling that the teachers had. When the teachers came to the class, they didn't explain anything. Notice you don't name the teacher, you don't talk about the class, you're talking about things in a very general sense. You say, they just told us what the book said, and they leave without letting us ask questions and solve our doubts. Of course, we learned something, but when the exam came, our knowledge wasn't enough, and most of us, you want to put here get, not got, or you want to put got, not get. This had consequences not only in our final grades, but on our psyche. Some of us even started to have depression and anxiety because of the bad environment of the class. Right? So there's really nothing in there. It's empty. You're not very precise, right? So let's get rid of that, and let's show you here's what I'm looking for. Okay, so in this case, let's compare. So we have 170 words here. So it says, teachers who know that their pay will be based how much students learn will be motivated to improve their teaching so they can effectively reach most of the students they teach. So this is a topic sentence which kind of goes back to the first reason that we stated here, right? So that's the purpose of this paragraph. In my high school, I had a chemistry teacher who was not motivated to teach our class. Instead of creating dynamic class, group, and pair discussions to help us master the content in his class, he simply read the course materials directly from the book. Unfortunately, this teacher did not allow us to conduct any lab experiments to help us understand what we were being taught. Since this teacher had been teaching for almost 20 years, and then we'll put, and since his pay was not based on students' performance, he was one of the highest paid teachers at my high school. I really believe that if this teacher had been paid based on how we were learning in this class, he would have put forth more of an effort to help us understand the content in his chemistry class. You see the difference there? In this case, we have a topic sentence which restates a thesis, one of the key points in the thesis. And then notice how we talk about this one example, right, for about 100 words. So that adds a lot more specificity to the paragraph and a lot more depth. That's what you're looking for. So the question is, do you want a good thing in your stocking for Christmas, or do you want to get coal? If you want to get coal, don't listen to anything I'm saying here. But if you want a great Christmas gift, the gift of knowledge to really learn how to deliver really high-scoring TOEFL writing tasks, right, make sure you have a better introduction along with a more specific thesis. Then make sure each body paragraph restates one of the key points in the thesis, and then you take time to develop each paragraph more than what you did. You see the difference? These are the paragraphs you're writing. This is the paragraph that you need to write right here. All right, so there you go. That's my comments, and that's why I gave you a score 2.5 out of 5 or 17 points out of 30. Right? So if you join my TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course, if you go back to onlinetoeflcourse.com, that's probably a good course for you. You'll get specific feedback like you saw in this video, right? And the main thing is you want to improve your introduction along with your thesis, and then you want more clearly marked topic sentences along with better, more specific type paragraphs there. And that's what I'm going to help you with after you join my course. All right? And thank you for sending me this writing practice test.